everyone, we're here with Catherine at Big Cat Rescue, and
Hello.
who are you feeding?
This is Ryan.
Ryan's a cougar, and he lives here with his brother and sister, Artemis and Aries. And they came here in 2005 when they were cubs, and so even though they're, 13? Everybody still calls them cubs.
We still call them the Cubs, yep. He will always be the Cubs.
But cubs don't usually end up in sanctuaries, and the reason for that is that they are bred for the purpose of pimping out for photo ops for the most part, or attracting people to come see them when they're cute, which is for about, 12 weeks.
Yeah.
And then they're not cute and cuddly anymore, and they end up being discarded. In the case of these guys, they were actually born in the wild in Idaho, but a hunter shot their mom and thought that he was going to make pets out of them. Thankfully, his brother turned him into the Idaho Department of Natural Resources, and they confiscated the cats. They sent them to a rehabber, but in Idaho, they don't allow cougars to be rehabbed for release back to the wild. Here in Florida, they can be rehabbed, but each state is different in what they allow. So where they came from, they did not allow predators to be rehabbed for fear that they might attack a hunter or somebody in the woods. And so they told the rehabber she was going to have to either send them to a zoo or kill them. And she didn't want to do either, but she sure didn't want to send them to a zoo where they would just be bred for generation after generation in captivity. So she contacted us, and we worked with the Idaho Department of Natural Resources and got them to agree to allow the cubs to come here instead. So we're a sanctuary and we don't breed, and that way these guys would live out their lives in luxury, getting fed snacks, but never be bred for more generations of cats in cages. And I can see people's names popping up here that I recognize, but I don't know what it is about going live on the Dodo. I can never see your comments, so I am really sorry.
No more comments. Are you
I know
ready?
Lawana has been on here, and maybe she can help answer some of your questions. Some of the most common questions. Is that Artemis?
Yeah.
Yeah, looking all spooky, Artemis.
She's looking a little spooked.
She's a little bit more cautious than her brothers. Yeah, Lawana says she's there so she can answer questions. If you guys have them, just put them into the chat, and she and our other moderators be happy to answer as many as they can. I'm going to stay back here so we can get a look through the wire.
You can come this way now that you know the snacks are safe.
That was actually a really good angle, because that way I could see her and you.
Alright. I can see over here though.
Didn't have to worry about her stealing my camera. I don't know what you're up to back there, lady. Hey, don't do that. Her brother's trying to pull the door open because he wants to get over here and get snacks. I was rather disappointed this morning to read about, I think it was the Ohio issue. We have two issues pending, one in Ohio and one in Indiana, where hunters are just chomping at the bit to go out there and blow bobcats all to bits. And so we have been fighting that and asking you guys to help us over at catlaws.com. That's catlaws.com. If you are from Indiana or from Ohio, you'll find under the states there the actions that you can take to help stop the hunts that they are proposing for native bobcats. And it just blows my mind that they're trying to allow hunting quotas on these cats, because they've been completely wiped out of those states for years. And so they hardly had time to come back from being completely hunted out. And here the people in charge of protecting the wildlife just can't wait to sell those permits for people to go blow them to bits. So we hope that you'll jump online and help us save those cats. And anytime that there are measures coming up where people are trying to hunt cougars or hunt bobcats, it's just a really bad thing to do, because they are such a necessary part of our ecosystem. They're what keeps our forests healthy and keeps the balance of predator and prey. And when you take out those predators, then all kinds of havoc is wreaked. The herbivores are then able to overpopulate, and that causes the trees and bushes not to be able to grow, and then you've got erosion on the lake and river banks. I mean, it's just a whole mess, so we shouldn't be messing with nature. We should allow the cougars and bobcats to do their very important work here. Oh, are you the happiest one yet?
He's the so excited one.
You want to lick every bit of that off the wire. Oh my goodness, I love this.
No helping. No helping with the feet.
He's got to be really fast to get that through the fence before he bites it. And the reason we can't release these guys here is because they were born in Idaho and they're not native to Florida. They are much, much bigger than our Florida panthers, so that would be a terrible thing if we were releasing cats from other areas who are much bigger and would then take out our much smaller bobcats and Florida panthers. Don't bite the wire. So she doesn't want to reward him for doing bad behavior. That's why she waits until he's not doing something he shouldn't be doing. For those of you who have been watching our live webcams, you can find those over at bigcatrescue.org/cams. The vacation rotation area, it's a 2.5 acre vacation area that our lions and tigers get to rotate through. There's a whole bunch of work going on out there. I can hear it in the background. And we're planting a bunch of trees, and so we need irrigation set up for that. But if you're interested in watching how things like that happen, then it's a good time to log on and see. It's also a great time to log in and see the bobcats who are in rehab here. We have a huge rehab program. You're part of the rehab team.
I am.
And so we've got 5 bobcats that are in rehab right now. Those are cats who were born in the wild, and those are the only ones that can be released back to the wild. So we have Ariel, Aphrodite, Noel, Clover, Lucky, and Shamrock. You might be noticing there's a theme there.
Just a bit of a theme. Right.
They were all
That's
holiday
the last of the
related
snacks.
names
That's the
And-
last of the snacks.
from different situations, but the idea is to get them happy and healthy and back into the wild as quickly as we possibly can.
Good job.
Was that it? Oh, it's all gone? Now you can have a bath?
Now we need to clean up. Clean up. Now you can go back with your brother and sister.
We love that. All right, well, thank you, everybody, and thank you, Catherine.
Thank you. You ready? Ready to go back with your siblings? Gotta go see if I can get another set of siblings to eat. Arthur and Andre. Need extra snacks today.
Do you have those with you? You got to go get them. All right, thank you, everyone. Oh, you cool cats and kittens. I know everybody has been just losing their mind that Cameron and Zabu have been locked up all day, but we are getting some new trees and we needed irrigation for them. So thank you guys for installing the irrigation today.
Tammy!
And now Catherine's going to try and feed Cameron, who probably just wants to go dig up that irrigation.
Yeah, he's like, what's over here?
This must be so interesting.
Cam
So
Cam.
much more interesting than eating.
Hi. Hi.
You know, in the wild, your
Stop and
food
eat.
would never chase you down.
Can we stop and eat?
Oh, check that out.
Oh, I stopped. There's not enough, huh? Come on. Cam Cam. Come on, Cammy. Cammy. Oh. I know. I don't have the boo-boo to try to distract. Buddy, you can't go home yet.
Joyce. We were all so happy to see Zabu on her hammock. I know Catherine's thinking the minute I get all the way around this mess, he's going to turn right around.
He's going to turn around and go back the other direction.
Different kind of bobcat than you're used to seeing here. No, you were not going to help yourself, Missy.
Go on, Bubba. You know you can't have that. Come on, Kimmy. Got it? Hi, Missy. How about that?
Something very lean.
Something tiny.
And inhale that.
I know. She's like, he got a turkey leg. I got a tiny piece of chicken. That's not fair. That's so not fair. I'm sorry, Boo. That's very unfair. Yeah.
You should go pee over that whole track.
You should.
Make it yours.
Oh, I love that little perfect paw print that somebody made in the dirt.
That is perfect.
It is a perfect little paw print. You keep eating, mister. She's like, I'm getting in the shade. Because sun is way too much. I'm getting in the shade.
We owe the green grass to living in Florida, where it's pretty wet and humid most of the year, and to a lot of people staying on lawnmowers to keep the weeds from taking over.
Emmy.
because it's a bone or because it has fat?
Because it's a big bone and it has fat. We fixed her teeth, but
Don't want her breaking anymore.
yeah, that's a really big bone. Cam, I know, I'm sorry I startled you. Come on, bud. Cam. Come here, pumpkin. Nobody can ignore you like a lion can ignore you. I already cleaned it up, boo-boo. She's so ever. I already cleaned it up. Yeah. I cleaned up the spot already. Yep. Sorry. I know, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Fancy leaving properties.
What? We're gonna go feed everybody else. I'll try Cammy again. Maybe you can have another little piece. You get him to come back over here.
The irrigation they put in will enable us to put in about 10 trees out here. This is the hottest part of the sanctuary when people come out for a tour, so by having more trees along the path, it'll be a much more pleasant experience. We had a scary situation with Max the Bobcat just a few minutes ago. Apparently the tour went by and somebody, I'm guessing one of the backups or the tour guide, alerted Lauren that Max had a black racer, and so she sent them after some tongs to get the racer away from him. But when we showed up there, it turned out he had half eaten the snake, but he couldn't bite all the way through it, so it was stuck in his throat. He was kind of gagging on it, trying to pull it out, but he couldn't pull it out. So Lauren got a stick and nailed the snake to the ground, and as Max pulled back, it pulled the rest of it out, except for what he had already managed to chew off. It's a big snake. Being a black racer, it's not anything that could hurt him.
Are you hungry?
He's such a hunter. Alright, I apologize everybody, but I want to set up a 360 camera while she does this, so I'm going to be a little wobbly.
little wobbly. Yeah? No. You're the only one that didn't get a ivermectin this morning. Please come out. Yeah? Now you ready to eat? You ready to eat now? You ready? Okay. Here. There you go. You're alright, bud.
He's like, I don't know what she's doing.
Hey, there you go. You're alright. You're alright. You're alright. Come on. You're alright.
Oh, that's so awful.
It's very slobbery. Very slobbery. Yeah. Very slobbery going on. Hey. You're alright. Here. Hey, stay with me. Stay with me. Here. Arthur. Bud.
Your timing, I swear. Man, you're still all jumpy. I don't know what got you the other day.
Hey, come back here. Hi. Come back here. You're alright. You're alright. Hey, come on. Come on, Walkabout? No? Okay. I'm not doing Walkabout. Hi. You're alright. Andy's just mad because she got locked out. Thinks all the snacks should be hers. All the snacks. All the snacks, right? She should have all the snacks. Going. Arthur. Come here, bud. We're going that way. Going back. Where you going, handsome? Alright, we'll go try Hoover and we'll come back.
Apparently Amanda was not even impressed by the fact that I'm wearing my Amanda shirt today. This is Amanda. It's available at catrescue.biz, or if you go to Amazon, go to smile.amazon.com. Pick Big Cat Rescue as your charity. And then in the search bar, type Big Cat Rescue and t-shirts, or Amanda t-shirt. You should find it. I also want to remind everybody that he is loving it. For the month of April, all of the Facebook fundraisers that you do, naming Big Cat Rescue as the recipient, we are earmarking that to rescue the circus tigers and lions from Guatemala.
You come get some yummy? Come on, Hoof Hoof. Come on, bud. That look. Getting the I'm comfy. Come on, Hoof Hoof. Come on, cute boy. Handsome. Come on, handsome. Come on. Come on, Pumpkin. Come on. Hoof, hoof. Come on, handsome boy.
Oh, I like the stick.
Come on, bud. Come on, my cute boy. I know. Come on, bud. I know you're comfy. That's a good boy. Come on, Pumpkin. I know. Come on. It's a big step. I know. It's a giant step. Come on, cute boy. Come on, Hoo Hoo. Oh, that's not nice. That's not nice. You gonna go out the other side? Yep.
Is that lower? Or are you just leaving?
I can't tell. Let's see what he's doing.
You're gonna chase me all the way down to the end of my boat. That's
Come on, Panda boy. You and Cameron, man. I'm getting my stuff done tonight.
This is Catherine. She is the operations manager here at Big Cat Rescue. She's been with us for probably 9 or 10 years.
Got it?
it back to bed now?
That was a long walk. Probably ate a good 8 pounds.
Great.
Yeah.
Somebody asked if he and Zeus are neighbors, and yes, they are. He's going into the cage right now that's next door to Zeus. I apologize, this is going to be a little shaky while I try to retrieve my camera. Vultures are out already. Hard to say which way Zeus will go. And she calls him to eat. And I have to wait for him to pick. He's lounging next to the pool there. Camera is determined it's not going to focus on him. Waking him up is 90% of the battle.
Good boy.
so she won't be seeing him while she's feeding.
Hi. Hi, big boy. Hi. Hi, my bud. Ready to eat dinner? You ready to eat dinner? Where you going? Where you going, pumpkin? Zeus. Where you going, bud? Yeah. Going right there. Alright, we'll make that work. We'll make that work. I'll make it work.
Yeah, he's 21 or 22 years old. I think he's going to be 22 this year. Which is like being over 120 if you were a person. Yes, Meg, he's been old for a long time. These cats usually only live to be 10 or 12 in the wild, and at most other facilities they hardly ever live past 10 or 12. He's 21 or 22. If you go to bigcatrescue.org/Zeus-Tiger, it'll have his date of birth. Somebody here might know. "22 in September," Diane says. So he gets fed twice a day at least, sometimes more than that. And he gets medications for his arthritis, pain management. And he also has allergies, so he gets kind of snuffly and doesn't feel like eating when he can't smell, so they have to give him that too. Cat version of Claritin.
Okay. That's alright, we got more. Let's try again. Here we go.
Elizabeth, he was bred to be used as a I can't even say it, pay-to-play prop, where people pay to have their pictures made with cubs. It's a horrible thing where cubs are pimped out, but they starve them, they don't give them the nutrition they need because they want to keep them small and profitable longer. And so he had a horrible situation with his eyes. Most of the cats that we rescued from that facility had really bad issues with their eyes. And we were able to treat it, kind of like with Camilla, the little kitten, if you saw our Facebook Live earlier today, the domestic cat kitten. We were able to treat it with drops for 4 years, but then the eye ruptured, so the eye had to be removed. Yeah, we don't stick our hands in there because we're not stupid, and we don't want to promote the idiotic idea that these animals can be tame or be pets, or that people should be hand feeding them, for God's sake. They're wild animals. We even have a rule here: if anybody touches the cats, they are thrown out of the program and never allowed back on the property. That's how strongly we feel about not making it look like they could be pets.
Again? No? We done? Try a different piece? That's a fork?
The oldest cat we ever had was a cougar named Scratch, and he was just a couple months shy of being 30.
No? You did pretty good.
Looks like he's saying that's all he wants for dinner. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. Who is this little beauty?
So this is Camilla, and I did a Facebook Live on her one day last week. She came to us with a really bad eye infection, and despite us being really diligent about getting eye meds in there every 4 hours, her eye ruptured. It was kind of like Zeus's did. And so the doctor did similar to two of our cats, kind of like what we did with Thor, the bobcat. She stitched the lid down. Thor's was the third eyelid, and he stitched her actual lid down because, unlike Thor, we're actually trying to get eye drops in.
Yeah, Thor was not going to let that happen.
Yeah, and so she was on a regimen of eye drops every 2 hours, getting up once during the night and putting them in. Intern Fred was awesome, and he finished his internship, so Lauren and MC have her right now. But she looked this morning. She was busy this morning. We had diarrhea all over our crate.
Oh, no.
And she looked like she had removed part of the stitching from her eye. So I took her in this morning, and the doctor said her eye looked great. We can actually reduce a couple of the med doses.
Oh, nice.
Next week, I'm hoping the doctor's actually going to be able to remove those sutures and see if we've been able to save her eye at all.
Looks like she's got a paw up in there.
Do you have your paw up in there? Oh.
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do. Well, here, we'll fix that by taking it off, because I need to put some eye drops in.
And how often are you having to do this?
So one of the meds is every 2 hours, and another one just got reduced to every 4.
Look at that beautiful ring you're wearing. That's the iridescent rainbow portrait ring
Yeah.
that we're almost sold out of.
Look at this belly. You are absolutely not having trouble eating.
To what do you attribute the diarrhea? Is it the med she's getting?
So it could be that she has a hard time getting to her food with the, I don't call it the cone of shame, I call it the Princess Warrior cone. She has a hard time getting to her food with that, so we put her down and let her eat. And once in a while have breaks, and I think she just gorges so much that
Too much. Yeah.
that you're not going to eat this time because your little belly's about to pop.
She's like, oh, I'm ready to take a bath here. This is sticky fur. Haven't been able to get at this.
Yeah, you're going to give yourself a bath. Yeah, Karma and Lauren had to give her a bath this morning because of her little mess. So we're going to put the eye drops in, and she doesn't like it. They're cold, and it involves her holding still, which is something she doesn't want to do. So it almost looks kind of mean when I hold her down, and she sometimes makes noise.
Because kittens just want to play.
They
just
do.
wanna play.
They do. Okay, sweet pea.
Will she have vision in that eye, or do you know that?
That's what we're hoping for. We're hoping to save it and have a little bit of vision. So what I need to do is open up this little tiny slit that the doctor left for us, and then kind of work it in the eye.
And of course, people have to call right when you're doing something like that. It never fails.
Exactly.
Oh, look at that baby.
I know. Yeah, let's get the eye drops. I know it's terrible. Okay, it's done. It's done.
How old is
We
she?
did it. She is about 6 weeks. She's a little small. She weighs just over 11 ounces. And her other brothers and sisters are about a pound.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we had to separate her from everybody because we didn't want anybody getting at that eye. And it's interesting how mothers know. I tried to put her with her mom a few times by herself, and Mom had no interest in nursing her after she'd been to the doctor. Are you biting me? Yes, you are. That is not food.
Must be something weak here somewhere.
Yeah, so I've put out a request. I think Luana was going to put in updates or something, a request for the little tiger heartbeat
Oh,
stuffies for her, because because it seems we've used most of them for the baby bobcats.
So you don't want a nasty bobcat one.
No, they drag those through the mud. They drag those through the mud.
Well, thank you for letting us see how she's doing and see how she gets her meds, and really hope that they are able to save that eye.
Yeah.
She sure looks like she's thriving.
Are you going to purr for her? You've got the most magnificent purr.
Really?
Yes, and she is going to be available for adoption, just like any of the other cats. You're biting my finger.
And where can people adopt her?
So, if you're in, we work through the Humane Society of Tampa Bay. And if you are interested in adopting her specifically, you can email me at kittens@bigcatrescue.org. That's kittens with an S.
Thank you so much, Mama.
Oh, you're welcome. You are welcome.
Say bye to everybody.
You say bye. When we did Facebook Live, she waved at everybody.